Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into the vibrant revival of Saigon, where new restaurants, chic boutiques, and a buzzing nightlife are transforming the city into a shopping haven, especially for the creative youth. The JW Marriott Hotel is the perfect spot to kick off your adventure, with nearby attractions like Book Street and trendy dining options like Cuc Gach Quan. In other news, a tragic incident in Hong Kong has led to the arrest of a minibus driver following the death of an 82-year-old pedestrian. The driver faces serious charges, including dangerous driving and drug driving, as the investigation continues. This incident highlights the urgent need for road safety awareness in the city. Lastly, we take a look at the latest from London Fashion Week, where independent brands are rethinking the runway amidst financial pressures. Notable designers are focusing on quality over spectacle, with highlights including Simone Rocha's edgy styles and Burberry's star-studded front row. It's a fascinating time for fashion as we see a shift in priorities and creativity. Please stay tuned for more details. South China Morning Post. Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam's bustling metropolis, is undergoing a vibrant cultural renaissance, emerging as a hub for luxury shopping, innovative dining, and artistic expression. The JW Marriott Hotel and Suites Saigon, formerly the Intercontinental, offers a luxurious base for visitors, boasting amenities like the Driftwood Pool Bar and a family-friendly atmosphere. Guests can indulge in exquisite meals, including the city's iconic banh mi and stunning afternoon tea sets, while enjoying views from the executive lounge. The city's book street, lined with charming bookstores and cafes, invites literature lovers to explore Vietnamese and international titles, providing a tranquil escape from the urban hustle. Fashion enthusiasts will appreciate Rumishi, a boutique showcasing local designers inspired by global trends, while Cuc Gach Quan serves up authentic Vietnamese cuisine in a cozy setting, making it a must-visit for foodies. South China Morning Post. In a tragic incident in Hong Kong, an elderly pedestrian was killed after being struck by a minibus, leading to the arrest of the 69-year-old driver on suspicion of drug and dangerous driving. The collision occurred at a busy junction, and despite being rushed to the hospital, the 82-year-old victim succumbed to his injuries later that evening. Authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding the accident, urging witnesses to come forward. The driver faces severe penalties, including a maximum of 10 years in prison for dangerous driving causing death, highlighting the ongoing concerns regarding road safety and the consequences of reckless driving in urban areas. South China Morning Post. London Fashion Week's Autumn-Winter 2025 showcased a shift in the independent fashion landscape, as many established designers opted out of traditional runway shows, reflecting a strategic re-evaluation of priorities amidst economic challenges. The event featured standout collections from emerging talents like Chet Lo, whose spiky knits evolved into more mature silhouettes, and Simone Rocha, who introduced a bold, edgy aesthetic with chain motifs. Erdem Moralioglu captivated audiences with a poetic collaboration with artist Kay Donichi, while Burberry's Daniel Lee presented a glamorous collection aimed at weekend getaways, attended by a star-studded front row. This season underscored the resilience of the fashion industry as designers adapt to a changing environment, focusing on creativity and sustainability over traditional presentation methods. South China Morning Post highlights the urgent need for Hong Kong to diversify its revenue sources rather than relying on short-term cost-cutting measures to balance the budget. Financial Secretary Paul Chan Imopa is under pressure to propose spending cuts, including adjustments to public transport subsidies and freezing civil servant salaries. However, these measures fail to address the fundamental issue of the government's overdependence on land sales and taxes, which have significantly declined. With an aging population increasing demand for public services, the article argues for a strategic exploration of sustainable revenue growth initiatives, such as the Lantau Tomorrow Vision and Northern Metropolis projects, while also advocating for private sector involvement to alleviate financial burdens. In a different context, the South China Morning Post reports on a shift in Hong Kong's weather patterns, forecasting a week of warm and humid conditions with relative humidity levels potentially reaching 100%. The Hong Kong Observatory predicts a gradual increase in temperatures following a brief cool spell, influenced by a humid maritime airstream. While the forecast indicates damp days ahead, the article emphasizes the importance of being prepared for the fluctuating climate, as another northeast monsoon is expected to bring a drop in temperatures in the following week. Lastly, the South China Morning Post covers the 75th Berlin International Film Festival, which opened amidst heavy snowfall and political commentary. The festival showcased a diverse selection of films, with notable highlights including June Lee's Queer Panorama, which faced political backlash, and Lucille Hadzi-Halavik's The Ice Tower, praised for its artistic contribution. Other standout films included Islands, A Dark Holiday Tale, and Yunnan, a character study exploring emotional storms. The festival served as a platform for critical discussions on global issues, showcasing the power of cinema to inspire debate and reflection. South China Morning Post reports a significant downturn in Hong Kong's stock market, marking its steepest decline since January. The Hang Seng Index fell by 1.9%, largely driven by a dip in tech stocks following the U.S. government's decision to impose restrictions on Chinese investments in critical American sectors. Notable companies like Alibaba and Tencent faced substantial losses, reflecting the broader impact of geopolitical tensions on market performance. The decline was echoed in mainland markets, with the CSI 300 index also experiencing a downturn. This situation highlights the fragility of the tech sector amidst increasing regulatory scrutiny from the U.S. In another analysis, the South China Morning Post explores Hong Kong's mounting debt crisis, projecting a deficit nearing 100 billion Hong Kong dollars for the upcoming financial year. Experts urge the government to consider issuing more bonds to finance essential infrastructure projects and stimulate the financial services sector. Financial Secretary Paul Chan has indicated that bond issuance could be a viable strategy to address the city's fiscal challenges, particularly as the current debt-to-GDP ratio remains relatively low compared to other developed economies. The article outlines various types of government bonds already issued and emphasizes the need for a strategic approach to leverage these financial instruments for long-term growth. Additionally, the South China Morning Post discusses the necessity for Hong Kong authorities to gradually raise service charges to ensure the government's financial sustainability. Experts suggest implementing a user pays principle, particularly for immigration-related fees and public services, to alleviate the burden on taxpayers. While some advocate for modest increases in charges for services like public healthcare and university tuition for non-local students, caution is advised to prevent deterring usage and impacting the underprivileged. The conversation around fiscal responsibility continues, with lawmakers suggesting that a careful balance must be struck to enhance revenue without exacerbating social inequalities. CBC. The Canadian men's rugby sevens team has announced its 13-man roster for the upcoming World Rugby Challenger Series, featuring experienced players like Alex Russell, Thomas Isherwood, Cal Sager, and Elias Hancock. Under the guidance of head coach Sean White, the team aims to reclaim its place in the elite HSBC SV&S Series after being relegated last June. The team's objective is to finish in the top 4 of the Challenger Series, which will grant them a chance to compete for promotion in a tournament in Carson, California. The opening rounds will take place in Cape Town, South Africa, where Canada will face Madagascar and Hong Kong in Pool D. Players Ethan Hager and Jamie Armstrong have already shown their prowess by scoring 4 tries each in previous matches against Japan and Trinidad and Tobago, setting a positive tone for the team's aspirations. South China Morning Post. In a remarkable surge, numerous Chinese tech firms are flocking to Hong Kong for initial public offerings, IPOs, inspired by the success of AI startup DeepSeek. Among them is AICT, a Beijing-based company aiming to raise around $200 million through a Hong Kong IPO. The favorable market sentiment surrounding AI has prompted mid- and large-cap firms in sectors like semiconductors and robotics to explore IPO opportunities. The rapid adoption of DeepSeek's large language models has renewed investor interest in Chinese tech companies, with experts predicting that as market conditions improve, more firms will consider listings in Hong Kong. However, investors remain discerning, focusing on companies with robust fundamentals and sustainable growth models. Recent IPOs, such as that of the fresh drinks company Mishiwa Group, demonstrate the improving landscape for Hong Kong's IPO market, buoyed by supportive regulatory changes and strong demand from institutional investors. South China Morning Post. A modest Hong Kong apartment has undergone a stunning transformation into a serene, Tulum-inspired oasis, thanks to designer Frankie Leung. The owners, a professional couple seeking a tranquil retreat, were drawn to the organic, earthy aesthetics of Tulum, even though they were unfamiliar with the style. Leung skillfully incorporated curved designs, natural hues, and functional storage solutions into the compact 461-square-foot space. Key features include a round-edge Italian plastered wall, an arched cabinet that serves as a stunning focal point, and a versatile dining island that accommodates various activities. The design not only maximizes the apartment's functionality but also creates an inviting atmosphere that reflects a sustainable and culturally authentic lifestyle. Despite never visiting Tulum, the couple now enjoys the laid-back vibe of the Mexican village every day in their beautifully reimagined home. South China Morning Post reports on Brandon Sklenar, the actor known for his role as Spencer Dutton in the upcoming season of 1923, a prequel to Yellowstone. As fans eagerly await the show's premiere on February 23, they will see familiar faces like Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. However, there's a twist for fans of Spencer and Alexandra, as Michelle Randolph hinted at less screen time for the couple this season. In his personal life, Sklenar is thriving with his girlfriend, Courtney Salviello, a fitness trainer and wellness coach. Salviello, who shares a dog with Sklenar, has been open about her struggles with chronic pain and how her dog has helped her through tough times. Their relationship appears to have blossomed since they began appearing together on social media in 2022, showcasing a supportive bond that extends beyond the red carpet. In a revealing interview with 60 Minutes Australia, Jason Knopf, a former aide to the British monarchy, discussed the emotional toll of Prince William's reaction to Princess Catherine's cancer diagnosis. Knopf described the moment as absolutely awful, highlighting the couple's struggle to keep the news private for their children. Knopf, originally from Texas, has had a noteworthy career within the royal family, serving as a communications secretary and later as CEO of the Royal Foundation. However, his legacy is marred by controversy, particularly his allegations against Meghan Markle for bullying staff, which he reported to Palace HR in 2018. As Knopf navigates the backlash from these claims, he reflects on the challenges that come with his role, especially as the Sussexes' story continues to unfold publicly. The Guardian highlights a significant disparity in global conservation funding, revealing that a staggering 82.9% of resources are allocated to larger vertebrates, while critical but less popular species receive minimal support. A recent 25-year study found that birds and mammals dominate conservation efforts, leaving amphibians, plants, and invertebrates severely underfunded. For instance, amphibians received less than 2.8% of funding, while fungi and algae were practically ignored. The research underscores the urgent need for a shift in conservation priorities, as nearly 94% of threatened species lack any financial backing. Experts are calling for a more equitable approach to conservation funding, emphasizing the importance of protecting all species to maintain biodiversity and ecosystem health. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the Cuc Gach team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of Cuc Gach Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the Cuc Gach team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize Cuc Gach Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, cucgachbrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive Cuc Gach Brief via email.
Morning coffee, fresh off the press, reading headlines, feeling blessed. World keeps turning, stories unfold. Every moment news gets told. Flipping channels, clicking tabs, feeding my mind's hunger grabs. Facts and figures, images bright. News keeps rolling day and night. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough. Learning about the world, yeah, it's my stuff. Headlines and headlines, stories unfold. Knowledge is power, truth to behold. Politics, science, sports, and art. Every story plays its part. Global voices, voices near. Every headline loud and clear. Need the latest, got to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks in the dark. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough. Learning about the world, yeah, it's my stuff. Headlines and headlines, stories unfold. Knowledge is power, truth to behold. Need the latest, got to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks in the dawn. Headlines and headlines, can't get